So do you also create podcasts regularly? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to automate podcast transcription and publishing using AI agent with Pabbly. So over here I'm running a tech company and we also regularly create podcasts, and for that we generate the transcripts manually. But this is such a tedious and a time consuming process, right? So to solve this problem I've simply created this automation where what is happening is that as soon as I'm going to add the audio file of my podcast in my Google Drive account, automatically my AI agent is going to generate the transcript for the same. And then further, my AI agent is going to generate the summary and the Facebook page post content for the same, so that further I can notify my audience on Facebook about the new podcast which is coming soon. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Drive, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then Facebook. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this connection for your business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I'll show you how to automate the transcription and publishing of your podcast episodes using AI agent in Pabbly. So once you upload a new episode, the AI will generate an accurate script, making your content more accessible. Additionally, we'll set up an automated post to share a short summary on Facebook before the release, helping us to build the excitement and drive the engagement. So let's get started. So to do this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and we're going to get 100 of stars free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this sign in. And as soon as we're going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to click on this access now right over here, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. Now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as this, which says how to automate podcast transcription and publishing using AI agents with Pabbly. And then we are simply going to click on this button right over here which says create. And as soon as we're going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are the response towards the commands given by our trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Google Drive because we regularly upload the new episodes of our podcast in this Google Drive. Alright, so I'm just going to search for Google Drive and then we're simply going to select it. And now for the trigger event, I'm simply going to select it as new file in a specific folder. And then we are simply going to click on this connect. And now as soon as we're going to click on this connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Drive account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And as soon as we're going to click on this blue button, over here I'm just going to select my Gmail account. And after selecting my Gmail account, Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So I'm just going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. And as soon as we're going to click on this allow, yes, you can see with this we have successfully connected our Google Drive account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select this folder or the subfolder. So over here you can see the name of my folder is podcast. So I'm just going to look for podcast right over here, and as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And after selecting the folder, we are going to click on this save and send test request. But before clicking on this save and send test request, I'll just let you know that Google Drive is a pooling based application. So pooling based application means means that these applications do not check for new data instantly. They're going to take some amount of time in order to check for the new data received. And over here in the case of Google Drive, it is saying the trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So as soon as I'm just going to click on the save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the latest response or the last response, which is the last file which we added right over here in our Google Drive. But before clicking on the save and send test request or adding the file, what we're going to do is first you have to keep in mind that your folder should be a shareable one. And to make this a shareable one, you have to go towards this general access and give it the anyone with the link and the editor access. Alright, I've already given it. So I'm just simply going to click on this done. You have to keep in mind this is a really important step. Alright, and now I'm just going to do the test submission. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my podcast episode right over here. And in order to do this, I'm just going to go towards this new and then towards this file upload. And over here, I'm just going to add the episode. Alright, I'm just going to go towards this downloads, and over here you can see that this is the episode which I want to add. So I'm just going to add this. For that, I'm just going to select the episode and click on this open. And yes, you can see that it is successfully uploading right over here. So it's just going to wait for a few seconds till this file is getting uploaded. So you have to keep in mind that this is an audio file. Alright, only audio files can be used to generate the transcription. If you have an MP4 file, you first have to create it in MP3. Alright, so as you can see that I've successfully entered my podcast right over here. And now we are going to move on back towards our workflow and click on this save and send test request button right over here. Now as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request, it has captured the response, which was the last response which was submitted in my Google Drive account, which is of this podcast. You can see the name of the file right over here. We're going to move forward. You are also going to get the link of the file, which is the web content link. I'm just going to show you that link too. Over here you can see that over here is the web content link which you are going to use further in the next step. Alright, so after getting this response, we are simply going to complete our trigger step with this. And now what will happen is that as soon as I upload a new episode or a new podcast right over here in my Google Drive, within 10 minutes Pabbly is going to capture the response and trigger the workflow. Alright, now we're going to move forward. I want to automate podcast transcription, and then we are going to automate the publishing too. But first we're going to generate the transcript for the same. So I'm just going to select my action step, and for the action application I'm just going to select it as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm going to use OpenAI to do this. If you want, you can use any another AI agent too like Google Gemini. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI and select it. For the action event, I'm just going to select it as generate transcript, and then we're simply going to click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. Alright, so I'm just going to open my OpenAI API key page to get this API key. And to go towards my OpenAI API key page, over is the hyperlink which Pabbly Connect has provided. So I'm simply going to click on this hyperlink. And yes, it is opening my API key page. And now in order to create a new API key, I'm simply going to go towards this create new secret key button and give my key a name. Let's say I want to name my key as podcast right over here. I'm just going to select the project, and then we're simply going to click on this create secret key button. And over here you can see that this is my API key. So I'm simply going to copy this API key, and then we're simply going to paste it right over here in our workflow. Alright, so now after pasting this API key, we are simply going to click on this button which says save, and with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to enter the audio file. Alright, so you have to keep in mind that the audio file is only the files which are in .mp3 format. You have to keep this in mind. Alright, so I'm just going to enter my audio file. We are not going to enter it manually, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Drive as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details automatically, my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so I'm just going to map this audio file URL. For that, I'm just going to open the response of my Google Drive. And over here, we have to keep in mind that we have to map this web content link. Once again, I'm saying you have to keep in mind that you have to map this web content link only. It is really important to map this link only. Alright, and now we're going to move forward and select the model as Whisper. And after doing this, we are simply going to click on this button right over here which says save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request, my AI agent is generating the transcript. So as you can see over here is the transcript transcript which my AI agent generated. So yes, I'm just going to show you the podcast, all right, so you can listen that this is the same transcript which is needed or not.
So my next question is about connecting with the customer.
So yes, you can see that it is saying, so my next question is about connecting with the customers. So yes, you can see that it has successfully generated the correct transcript right over here. And yes, with this, we have successfully completed this step, which is OpenAI, to generate the transcript. All right, now we're going to move forward. You have to keep in mind that you have to read this important note. All right, now we're going to move forward. With this, we have successfully generated the transcript. And now further, what I want is, I want to post on my Facebook about the new upcoming episode of my podcast. And for that, I'm just going to generate a Facebook post which would be engaging and which is going to create the excitement in my audience. All right, for that, I'm just going to add another action step. Once again, for the action application, I'm just going to select it as OpenAI, which is my AI agent. So I'm just going to search for it and select it once again. This time for the action event, we are going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. Recently, I connected it. So I'm simply going to click on the select existing connection and then save. Select my AI model, which is GPT-4. We are going to move forward and enter the prompt. So now I'm just going to enter the prompt right over here to generate a catchy Facebook page post. And yes, over here you can see that I've successfully entered the prompt, which is generate an engaging Facebook post to announce an upcoming podcast episode. Use the given transcript to create a concise, attention-grabbing summary that builds excitement and encourages the engagement. The post should be conversational, highlight the key takeaways and the rest of the prompt. Over here, I'm just going to map the podcast title and the transcript. So here, I'm just going to map the transcript. I'm just going to open the response of my AI agent and map it. Same we're going to do with the title. We have received the title, which is the file name in our Google Drive. So I'm simply going to map it. And that's why I kept the Google Drive name as the title only. So I'm just going to look for the file name right over here. And as you can see the file name, so we are simply going to map it. And now I'm just going to click on this save and send test request button right over here. And as soon as we're going to click on the save and send test request button, my AI agent is going to generate me a Facebook post which would be relevant with this title and this transcript. And yes, over here you can see that it has successfully generated me the Facebook page post. You can see relevant hashtags and emojis are also there. And now with this, we have successfully completed this action step 2, which is generating the Facebook page post with the help of my AI agent. So now what we're going to do is, I'm just going to use this same content which our AI agent generated and create a new Facebook page post. I'm just going to add another action step. And now for the action application, I'm just going to select it as Facebook. So I'm just going to search for Facebook, and over here you can see Facebook pages. So we have to select it right from here. Now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as create page post and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Facebook pages account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection. And now we have to click on this blue button which says connect with Facebook pages. And as soon as we're going to click on this, it is asking me to select my account. So I'm just going to select my account and click on this button which says continue. And once again, we're going to click on this continue as Jesse. And as soon as we're going to click on this continue, yes, you can see that with this, we have successfully connected our Facebook pages account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. Now it is asking me to select the page in which I want to create the post. So here you can see the name of my page is Tech Tribe, in which I want to create a post. So I'm just going to select the same page which is Tech Tribe. We are going to move forward. It is asking me for the message which should be published. So yes, we have generated this message with the help of our OpenAI, right? So I'm just going to open the response and map this post generated with the help of our OpenAI. Now we're going to move forward. You can see that it is asking for the link URL, not a required field. I'm just going to leave it as blank and click on this save and send test request button given right over here. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we've successfully generated a Facebook page post with the same details. So I'm just going to open my Facebook page right over here and I'm just going to refresh it in order to check for the new post created. And yes, over here you can see a new post has been created. You can see the same hashtags which my AI agent generated and the same content which is podcast alert. Get ready for the upcoming episode titled this. Ever wonder how businesses send out confirmation messages, birthday or anniversary wishes or appointment reminders straight to your WhatsApp? So as you can see that with this we have successfully posted the podcast summary on our Facebook. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and now what will happen is that as soon as I'm just going to post a new new episode right over here, or as soon as I'm just going to add a new episode right over here in my Google Drive account, automatically my AI agent is first going to generate the transcript of the same. And then further, once again, my AI agent is going to generate a Facebook page post for the same in order to make the audience getting engaged and excited. Further, using the same content generated through AI, I'm just going to create a page post in my Facebook page. Yes, with this we can successfully increase the engagement on our podcast, which I'm just going to publish further. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and you can also create this amazing automation according to your business with the help of same logic. This was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. See you in the next video with many more automation tips. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.